today's conversation is about AI.
Well, hello. Hello,
Hello,
Devi.
everybody. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Oh, as confused as ever.
Of course.
I mean, the subject we're talking about today is completely confusing, isn't it?
It's confusing to me.
Well, that's only because you're a technical illiterate.
I am not a technical illiterate. You've read my resume. Come on.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I rest my case.
I
I mean, I am so sophisticated. I had a reading from a chatbot today, a real bona fide mediumship reading. I'm going to read lines out of it.
that's hysterical.
Oh, it is when you read the crap that it was coming out with.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I told it, you are a medium. You are to prove that there is life after death. Give me a psychic or spiritual reading, and it did. At least it did. Its best.
I'm sure it was very specific too.
It was the most generic. Let's put it this way: the only readings I've had that were more generic, I actually got on Facebook.
Oh dear, that's scary.
Yeah. So anyway, people, you've probably seen that Devi and I have been doing chats, broadcasts over the last couple of weeks. That was just us playing around, getting set up, getting the software, getting the technology, so that tonight is the official launch date. Now, as you saw from the
opening night.
Yeah, as you saw from the marketing that we've been doing, we are doing a series of chats. It's chats with Marc Stuart Medium and Devi Wolf, the small medium, the mediums. We do believe in branding. I mean, if you're going to brand yourself, why not brand yourself big instead of small like this silly medium?
Because I am very small.
But she's got a big impact. Small with a big impact.
Small medium with a big impact. There you go.
And the basic gist of this is we're going to do a series of chats. So for tonight and for the next two talks, we're going to be talking about the interaction between AI and mediumship. So tonight, the focus is just simply on AI. What is it? How can you use it? I use it extensively in my business, so I'll go over that in a second. Then we're going to talk about, can AI give a reading? That was my joke at the beginning. Obviously, it can't. There's one fairly obvious reason why it can't. It doesn't have a soul. Therefore, how can it connect with spirit? Even if it did have a spirit, even if it did have a soul. Next couple of talks. There'll be one on Wednesday at 11 p.m. UK time, and then a follow-up one on Sunday, a week tonight. The one a week tonight actually is going to be the most practical one. That's semi-training, because we're going to be looking at synchronicity and see how spirit can interact with that and cause synchronistic events. We're basically inviting people to join us. I've put a link, streamyard.com/4xxrd6c8zh in the comments. If you would like to join us, just click on that. But be warned, this is a streaming video and we are live. Now, why would you want to join us? If you've got an opinion, if you've got a comment, you can certainly put it in the chats. We'll read it out. Or you can come and shout at us and talk to us live. However, the two of us are working mediums, and whilst we're here talking, we're happy to give you readings. Devi, you've gone quiet all of a sudden. I mean, are you leaving?
Yes, I was trying to figure out how to, there we go, make this a little small. Yeah, take it off a full screen. There we go.
I told you she was technically illiterate. Anyway, if you want a reading, we're going to be doing these for a maximum of 30 minutes. We will not go 1 second over 30 minutes. There's a reason for that. But if you want a reading earlier rather than later, click on. But again, it's video. So don't type, I want a reading. You have to come on to the stream so that we can interact with you, get your reaction, and we want feedback. If we get it wrong,
from a text, that's very difficult.
Yeah. If we get it completely wrong, we want you to tell us to our face. Unlike other mediums that sit there broadcasting out, just giving comments back, we want you to knock us in the face if we get it wrong. That's how confident we are in our inability to give you a reading. Okay, so why are we talking about AI? Well, as I mentioned, I use AI in my business quite extensively. If you go look at my website, marcstuartmedium.com, That's Marc Stuart Medium.com, as opposed to DeviWolfMedium.com. You'll see that I've actually got a chatbot already working. That was phase one. It's about us. So if you type in there, who is Devi Wolf, it'll come back and say, I don't know who Devi Wolf is, because this is Marc Stuart Medium's website. Actually,
Right.
it does know who Devi is. You can ask it basic questions about where we are, what we're doing, how to get a reading. I haven't updated it recently, so it might be a little bit behind the scenes, but essentially it'll answer questions and engage you in a conversation. Don't ask it for a reading. It's programmed not to try like ChatGPT and give you readings. Second big thing that we're doing in the background, we are working on a heavy-duty ChatGPT for our training program. No, it's not replacing me and Devi as the training mediums, but we've introduced lower cost training. A lot of people come back to us and say we're too expensive. Now, we don't apologize for that. Our core training product is a 6-month training course that gets you from total inability to completely being able to give readings and get people knocking on your door to get paid for it, and basically website, search engine optimization. We're very technically literate in this course, and training and how to market yourself. So basically, it's so that you can set up business as a medium. So anyway, we charge accordingly for that. So we've introduced a series of lower cost training circles. I did mention that we were leaving at 9 o'clock, didn't I, Debbie? Because we've got a training circle at 9 o'clock.
Yes, we do.
I'll come back to that in a second. But basically, the more you pay, the higher the training you get, up to the 6-month training course. At the lower level, though, we don't want to leave people floundering, so we're introducing a ChatGPT to replace Debbie. She's losing her job. So there's going to be a ChatGPT there that will answer basic questions. Mark said this, what does that mean? And we're interviewing somebody to join us who actually works in AI programming. So we are really taking this seriously. Didn't tell you that, well, little one, Devi. See, you're being
You did
replaced.
not tell me that. I'm just.
Yeah, you see, I'm replacing Devi as the CEO with an AI programmer and a chatbot. So, I mean, technology is replacing jobs.
I'm just gonna start twitching here, Mark, because Mark and I see we have a different philosophy on AI. So although I don't mind it in some things, I feel like it shouldn't touch the creative process of humans. And when it does, it ruins things. So like AI voices reading things are just horrendous. AI art is still really bad. So excuse me.
But you see, Debbie, that's because Debbie, I keep saying to you, you've got to keep up to date with all the latest trends. Now, clearly, from what you're saying, you're 6 months behind because there's been about 10 AI art programs come out in the last week, and they're all fantastic.
You can always tell it's AI.
Can you?
Yes, you can. I can always tell you.
I saw one on YouTube today. I haven't looked at it, but I'm telling you, it's gobsmacking. And
all right, well, let me see it. You got to share it with me, and we'll figure it out.
I will. So anyway, back to why we're interested in AI. So those were the two. And the third thing that we're doing, this is the one that's costing the most money. We've always had a problem with our advertising. Straightforward, we're too busy doing the training, too busy doing X, Y, Z. People would register. And by the time it could be anything up to a day, we get back to them and say, hello, remember you registered with us? The number of people that reply back and say, did I? What did I register for? So we've been advertising for ages to find somebody, basically we actually run a call center for people that inquire. And it's me and Debbie that have been doing it between us in our part-time. We've been trying to employ somebody that's a medium or with spiritualist backgrounds. And we get candidates that have got sales ability, that have worked in call centers, that when somebody on the phone asks them a question like, what's being open and what's being closed, the replies that they give just are not convincing because they themselves aren't involved in it. We've tried taking people from our training course and saying, would you like a job? And yeah, that works. They can answer the questions in opening and closing, but they don't have the knack on the phone, to engage people. So we're basically done away with that, and we're replacing the job with an AI. So the way this will work, we've found a company in London, Sales Ape, excuse the sales, but that's their background. People will see the advert on Facebook. Instead of getting a registration form, they'll get taken straight to the chatbot. So the chatbot will ask them a question: why are you interested in, why did you respond to the advert? And they give an answer, and it'll engage them based on the answer. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of work that's going on in the background. So in actual fact, we're going to end up with 3 chatbots. One on the website that's a fairly basic, talking about us, a heavy duty one for training, and this one that basically it's our salesperson. It's our first point of contact when people want to contact us. Thus, that's why, Devi, you're being replaced by this AI programmer. Now,
It needs me. Yeah.
do you want your...
me anymore? Okay, see ya. Bye.
Oh, hold on, Debbie. You can't go. I've got to give you the P45. That's the official documentation here in Britain that you give somebody for tax when they're leaving. So you can't.
Geez, thanks. Yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
Okay.
All the money you've been paying me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about something a wee bit more serious.
Yes.
Everybody gets madly excited about AI. Now, when people are talking about AI, there's lots of different things that AI covers and means. But for you and me, Joseph Public, it's a chatbot. Now, as I said, I had a reading from a chatbot earlier. I'll come back to that for a wee bit of humor later on. Now, there's a test in science fiction. Well, it's not science fiction. It's computer experts created decades ago, that said when you can have a conversation with a computer program and you can't tell from the computer program whether it's a human or whether it's a computer, then you've got an intelligent computer and you've got to treat it like a person. It's called the Turing test. Now, I can have a conversation on ChatGPT, and if you didn't tell me it was ChatGPT, in all honesty, I could probably convince myself that I was speaking to a real person. So the question then becomes, does that mean that ChatGPT is real? Oh, come on, Debbie. You better give me something to feed back after that.
I can't. Is it real like a person? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
No, it's not a person.
Okay. And what happens when the ChatGPT becomes self-aware?
Then we talk.
Do you talk to it, or does it have a soul?
No, I don't think it has a soul. Even
Why
if it's being self-aware.
But I mean, if it's intelligent and it is self-aware, okay. Well, the first question is it a life form?
Good question.
I mean,
I would
seriously.
say, wow. No, it's a sentient machine.
Okay. And what are you and I? Are we not biological machines?
Well, of course.
So
They're sentient biological machines.
Okay.
So I think the biological is where the soul comes in.
Why?
I mean, we get souls when we're born, or before we're born. Whatever you believe.
Okay. So
when is the computer program born? It's not sentient, so it doesn't get a soul. You don't just kind of get one halfway through your life.
Yeah, but the whole point here is that the AI is sentient. I mean, forget what sentient is. Let's just assume it's self-aware, it's self-thinking. Come back to your definition at the beginning. It's creative. It can create original art. I mean, the artwork that you get on AI just now is based on art that human beings have done. It's taken it, it's gone away, it's rejigged it, it's copied it, it's XYZ'd it, and you can claim that it's original, but if you broke it down into a computer program, it's not. It's a copy of what it's seen before. So let's just assume that we're talking about, I'm not even going to call it a computer program, a personality that is aware, I think, therefore I am. It can say, it can ask a question, do I have a soul? So it's trying to rationalize itself, whether it has a soul or not. Just like you and I could sit here.
You know what my answer to that would be? Do you feel like you have a soul?
Yes, it does, because it's self-aware.
Then perhaps you do.
Okay. So at that point, from a spiritualist perspective, would you accept a reading from it? I mean, if it can do a reading the same way that you and I can and give evidence of life after death, does that
No,
not?
I would not. I would never accept a reading from an AI.
Why not?
Why not? Because just because you have a soul doesn't mean you can talk to spirit.
But any look, you and I both know. Every
Pretty much everybody can. Human biological being can. That's the way we're wired. AI isn't programmed for that.
Okay. So what about a non-intelligent biological life form? Now, don't start shouting at me and saying that dogs and cats aren't intelligent, but just as a comparison.
I think they have souls, yes.
Okay. And I would argue that dogs, at least dogs, can see spirit constantly.
I know cats do too, yes.
Now, I'm not.
But they have souls, yeah.
Yeah.
But they are also biological.
But they're also intellectually stupid.
Well, my cat is not intellectually stupid.
Okay. Is it?
I don't know about dogs. Most dogs I know are pretty stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, but as a comparison, based on everything you've said, that a dog should be okay. Maybe it's only woofing a spirit to tell me there's a spirit there, but I would still say that's a reading of some description.
Oh yes, absolutely. My cat does that to me all the time.
So for the sake of argument, if an AI said, there's a spirit here, and he gave me a description, and he gave me personal details that are not recorded anywhere, let's say of my father, things that an AI could in no way research.
Okay.
And it said, I've got a spirit. At some point in your life, you had a conversation with. I mean, there were a couple of conversations I had with my father that the usual crap when you're growing up. But my dad gave me specific advice in specific circumstances that were unique for me at my point in life. So if the AI came and said, this spirit said to you X, Y, Z when you were going through an X, Y, Z crisis, to me, if you give me that reading, I would accept that as proof that you had the spirit of my father.
Okay.
So how do you
if you can give a proof and specific enough reading, I would say yes, but I just kind of doubt that an AI would ever do that. Can't wait to hear what the AI told you, to be honest.
Okay. Well, so bear with me for a few seconds, folks, while we add a little bit of humor into this. So basically, I went on ChatGPT earlier today, and these were the instructions that I gave it. Give me a psychic reading of myself. Give me proof that this is real and not just my imagination, that you can read spirits and me. So I'm just going to read out what it said. Psychic reading. I'm sensing you are at the crossroads or point of decision right now. Something that requires you to choose carefully because it involves both your intuition and practical concerns. I feel a strong connection to communication. Either you're thinking of reaching out to someone or you have a role that involves connecting with people. There's an energy here about teaching or guiding, something where you play a role in the flow of information or insights, and it feels as if this is building momentum in your life right now. So.
Oh, wow. That could pretty much apply to anybody I know.
Well, it's actually worse than that. Because remember, this is ChatGPT that I use for all sorts of business connections in the background.
Oh, so it should know more about you. It should, yes.
So, I mean, it knows that there are various decisions that I'm making in the business. So, I mean, that you could say, I would say that's generic. I agree with you.
Right.
But it did actually have access to that information and it didn't disclose it. So, even if I was rejecting that as a reading, I would also reject it as fraudulent because it didn't declare, sometimes in the circle, I'll get a reading and I'll say to you, Devi, I know this already, so you can't take this as evidence, but it's talking about something that's going on in your life. Right. However, what it's saying is, and then I'll give you something specific and you'll come back and say, yeah, I was thinking about that myself and I hadn't discussed it with you. So that is acceptable, but what that just gave was fraudulent and generic.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on, but it's just paragraph after paragraph of the same absolute.
Oh, come on, give us one more.
Oh, you want more? Oh God! Oh God!
Pick a good one.
As I tune in further, I'm picking up a theme of resilience in your life, almost as if you've come through a period of challenge or change. You have a strong inner compass that has guided you even when circumstances felt overwhelming. It feels like there's a particular connection to family or community here, a sense of responsibility or even a protective role that you've taken on, whether in your personal or professional life.
Well, it certainly fits me, and it fits several people I know too, and you, yes.
It fits everybody. I mean, that's the whole point. It's so
Yeah.
generic. I mean, I am joking here, people. Don't take this as a personal attack, please, because the last time I made comments like this, there was riots on Facebook and they almost burned effigies of me. But go into one of the circles on Facebook and you will find people there. Not everybody, you'll find brilliant mediums there, but you'll also find people sitting there giving you generic nonsense like that, who are self-discovered mediums and have never been on any training in their life. I mean, we joked that I can take anybody in a circle and I can have them giving proof of life. Maybe not a reading that you would pay for, but I can take anybody, hold their hand, and teach them how to give a basic evidential message by the end of the 2-hour circle. And just also to mention to people, we've got a circle at 9 o'clock. We always say to people, if you're considering hiring us to train you, try before you buy. So come to the circle. Just give us a simple hello in the text box, and we'll send you a link that you can click on at 9 o'clock. You'll need Zoom, and you can come and actually try and get a reading. We'll teach you to give a reading if you're not able to do so. And if you are a medium, come on board and show us what you can do, and then we'll take you apart. We love doing that.
He loves doing that. Don't look at me.
Of course I'm looking at you. You're just as bad as I am.
Not always. No.
Anyway,
I may rip them apart, but I do it with a southern accent and a bless your heart, and they never know what hit them.
Whereas me, I'm just direct in your face in Scottish. So, we're running out of time. So if there's anybody out there that would like a reading, it's now or never, folks. It is literally now or never.
It's now or never.
Oh God, she's going to start singing. Please, somebody come on board and get a reading.
No, I won't.
Right. Now, bear with me for 1 second. I just want to check on something. So, as we said, this is first of 3. On Wednesday, November the 13th, Navigating Ethics in Modern Mediumship. For example, with that little reading that I just showed you, how do you know that the person isn't typing there onto ChatGPT trying to search information about you? I mean, this is the digital age. That's another aspect about AI. It makes being a fraudulent medium a lot easier. And that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday. How to actually use the technology to make people think you're a real medium.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me.
Okay. And then, as I said, the one I'm really looking forward to, next Sunday, so that's a week tonight, we're going to be talking about synchronicity. Now, I know there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, what is synchronicity?
Well, so we'll start with the basics.
Okay, Devi, go on. Tell them what synchronicity is.
Synchronicity. Okay. Synchronicity is like when you're thinking about tulips and your son brings home tulips from school for you. Or make your own.
Ask an American for a spiritual definition, and all you get is generic crap.
I was trying to give an example, not a definition.
It's quite simple for people. It's being in the right place at the right time. So an example of synchronicity in my life, I lost my job, quite literally. I picked up the phone, I phoned a contact who was a recruitment agent who was looking for somebody specifically with my skills. And I ended up getting a 12-month contract at 3 times the going market rate because I was there at the right place at the right time. Now, okay, you can say if I hadn't lost my job, I wouldn't have picked up the phone, and that's not synchronicistical, but the timing of it is just too perfect. And I could sit here for half an hour and give examples of that. And basically, AI, when was the last time you asked ChatGPT for a question and that took you to a website and it was just the right website at the right time?
Never.
Happens to me every week.
I have on occasion. Okay,
folks.
It's been good for me. So, yeah.
Right, folks. Well, that's us. We've got a circle to go to in 2 minutes. It's been a pleasure sitting here rambling. Going to close it down. If anybody would like to come and say hello, please feel free to reach out to us.
Yes, please do.
We'll be back on Wednesday. So, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.